Good morning, my dear friends. Today we are going to discuss 10 most important features of Chandrayaan 3. Chandrayaan 3 is the third lunar mission of ISRO. After the partial success of Chandrayaan 2 in 2019 September, ISRO ambitiously target to soft land on the south pole of the moon. Point number 1. With 3.9 ton Chandrayaan 3 module that comprises of propulsion module as well as lander module, and 1.75 tons of lander module has successfully landed on the south pole of the moon. And India has become the only nation, and it has become the first nation of its kind to safely and soft landed on the south pole of the moon, which was not at all possible by any of the developed nations like Israel or Japan. Israel, through its spacecraft called as Beresheet, in 2019 January, tried to land on the South Pole, but it was unsuccessful. But whereas in the case of Japan, was tried to soft land on the South Pole with its spacecraft called as Hakuto, which was also unsuccessful. But India has become the first nation to safely land on the South Pole of the moon through its soft landing. Number 3. This Chandrayaan 3 spacecraft, through this Chandrayaan 3 spacecraft, soft landing, India has become the second nation after China to land on the moon in post-Cold War era. In post-Cold War era, China has become the only nation as of now. And after that, India has become the second nation. Overall, India is the fourth nation after USA, Russia, China. And India has become the fourth nation to successfully land on the moon. And why landing on South Pole is so challenging, and why ISRO is precisely land only on the South Pole region. Landing on the South Pole region is technologically challenging because the orbiters will be flying on the equatorial region of the moon, and getting contact with the orbiter will be a challenging task for the spacecraft for the landing at the South Pole region. For making any of the contacts with the orbiter, the orbit has to deorbit towards the equatorial region, because of which the fuel of the orbit may go away, due to which life of the orbiter may go down. But whereas in the case of this Chandrayaan 3 lander has successfully landed for making all that contact. So with no external intervention, it has indigenously, autonomously landed at the southern pole region. And South Pole region is not a suitable location because sometimes it will be having certain shadow regions, and it will be having certain regions, craters, boulders, and it is not suitable for soft landing. But with such a tremendous precision, ISRO successfully landed on the South Pole. In the next year, after the successful landing of Chandrayaan 3, as India became the Artemis Accord member, 27th member of Artemis Accord, in future, this Chandrayaan 3 data will definitely useful for NASA's Viper, which is going to be landed in the 2024. And American private company is going to launch a Micronova, which is also going to be land in 2024. So for these spacecrafts, ISRO's Chandrayaan 3 is going to be a torch bearer, is going to definitely help for the other nations. How Chandrayaan 2 was unsuccessful, and what are the main precautions that has been done by ISRO scientists for soft landing? In Chandrayaan 2, the landing location has been chosen just 0.5 by 0.5 kilometers, 0.5 kilometers by 0.5 kilometers range. But whereas in the case of Chandrayaan 3, they had chosen a wide range of 4 kilometers by 2.4 kilometers, because of which it has been successfully landed on the South Pole region. And chances, because of which the chance of success has been tremendously increased. And when compared to the Luna 25, Chandrayaan 1, technologically it may not be such a great, but landing at the South Pole has become a tremendous feat. Luna 25 with a 1 year target, with 1 year lifetime, was unsuccessful. But whereas in the case of Chandrayaan 3, with just one lunar day, which is equivalent to 14 Earth days, has successfully landed on the South Pole region. So in future, this Chandrayaan 2, that lander module that comprises of Vikram lander and Pragyan rover. Pragyan rover is a 6-wheeled robotic vehicle, is going to send the information to the scientists. And this Chandrayaan 3 information through Vikram lander and Pragyan rover is going to be definitely useful for the astronomers. Is going to be definitely useful for the astronomers, because the South Pole region is the region which is having abundant water availability in the form of ice. And in future Artemis missions, the water will be dissociated to form into hydrogen and oxygen. By using that hydrogen and oxygen, the astronomers can move from the moon to Mars through the Artemis mission. So identifying the water and the quality and quantity of water in the form of ice selection, and that mapping is going to be a very crucial factor for the future missions. So thank you very much. We'll continue in another session.